Hey everyone, it's Rob the Backyard Gardener, and it's time to give you an avocado tree update. They hit 18 months, and it's been a few months since my last update. You'll recall my last update, I had the two 18-month-old avocados. Well, they were 16 months then. I had also directly sown about 4 different avocado seeds directly into the ground. So I'll give you an update on them. At the time I made that last video, I directly sowed 2 more, and I'll show you those. And finally, the last video, or several of the last videos, I forgot to update you on the propagated branch that I had shown maybe a year ago or 8 months ago in one of the videos where I had cut off one of the arms of the avocado tree and decided to try to propagate it. Well, it had taken to propagation, it was fine. I put it outside and it was literally not doing anything for 6 months, but it's starting to come back, so I'll give you an update on that one as well. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's go take a look at some avocado plants. So I get back from out of town and I noticed one of my avocados in the pot is dying. And I pulled it out of the pot, and within the root there is a huge infestation of some kind of, it's like a fungus gnat. I don't know what it is, but it was all in here. The root system is shredded. It's hardly any roots for this size tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and rinse these roots off really good, get fresh potting soil, and see if I can get this guy recovering here fast. Here he is in his new pot. I don't know if he's gonna make it, guys. That was pretty extensive root damage. I mean, he looks absolutely abysmal. Oh well, we'll see if we can get him back in shape here in the next few weeks before the next update. But I'll keep you posted. So that video was July 22nd. Today is 8/12. And he is completely dead, guys. Whatever got into his root ball, I caught it too late. I tried to carry him back to life, but you know, he died from the top down. Here's the original seed, or half of it. So this one's a goner. That's a shame. Luckily, I had 2 of these ones that I originally grew. But I'm a little heartbroken that this guy is dead. Thank goodness I have another one that's 18 months old. And thank goodness I planted the other ones, because I don't know what I'd do if I had no avocado trees growing, guys. But I'm thinking it was a massive fungus gnat infestation. There was 2 things. There was fungus gnat larvae for sure, and there was a lot of it. And then there was these little tiny white, almost like mites or termites. And they might have been a type of termite, I'm not sure. But whatever it was, they had eaten all the little fibrous hairs off the roots. And the roots were brown, and it was too late. And here's the other avocado tree that I started from the seed 18 months ago. He's actually in a smaller pot, but he's doing good. Like, if you look at the top of him right now, he's got a lot of new growth on almost every available branch. Even on the lower branches, he's got some new leaves. And even some new buds starting on these ones down here. Now, we've had a lot of rain the last 12 hours or so. He's doing good. Now, one of my viewers suggested that I go ahead and take off this side branch so that it focuses its energy on this main leader. I'm thinking about it because it's actually inconvenient having it next to the gate. You gotta watch it when you go in and out. So I might do that on the next update, but not today. As well as I'm leaving him in a pot, but I think I want to get him in a bigger pot now that he's doing good. Probably not just yet, maybe in another month I'll put him in a bigger pot. Remember, I'm not going to leave this guy in the soil. I'm going to be bringing him in and out of the greenhouse when it gets winter, so I can try to have him live through the winters here. If you recall, last winter these were indoors. Now, what I also need to think about doing with the avocado trees is they prefer loose, loamy soil, and if you can have some sphagnum moss, or you can have some sand elements in your soil, that's better for them for drainage. I'm thinking that I'm going to end up getting in a bigger pot. I'll probably put some moss. I'll probably put some sand. And avocado trees prefer it to be slightly acidic as far as the soil, like 5.5 to 6.0 on the pH. And I know that my soil has been around 7. So part of the problem on the other one could have been soil conditions. Maybe this guy is just doing good because the rain has flushed it out. I'm not quite sure, but as you can see, he's looking really good. He has some bug and weather damage on his original leaves, and even some of the newer ones started to get a little fried from the Texas heat, but he's doing really good now. I think it just took him a while to get adapted to the outside and being in this smaller pot. So I also want to point out this guy is getting really tall, and he is, yeah, he's about almost 8 feet tall in the pot. So he's probably about 7 feet tall now. Pretty lanky, but like I said, he's just now starting to recover. So I'm super excited to see how he does. He will come out of this pot here. Anyway, that's that one. You'll remember that I also have other ones that I planted subsequently after I put these guys outside. One of them is actually right next to him, and he's directly sown in the soil. He's getting really big. Got some new foliage coming in on top. The leaves are different. They're kind of ridged. Here's probably the best example because it's a fresh leaf. So very different, but doing well. You'll also recall back here, I've got another one right down here. He's not doing as well. He gets too much shade, so he's not as healthy and as thick. But once again, the leaves are thin, and I don't know if they're thin because he's a different variety or if they're thin because he gets lack of direct sunlight every day. And then on this side of the yard, we have another one that I planted down here. This guy was getting fried by the sun, guys. This area here gets my most direct sunlight and the least amount of water, if you can believe it. So putting him there probably wasn't the smartest, but I did want to see as a test how avocado trees directly sown could also do in direct sunlight all day. So we'll see how he comes out. I'm probably going to add drippers over here in the spring. So if he can survive the winter, I might have to put some covering on him. But if he survives the winter, maybe I'll go ahead and work on getting him a better watering system. Not a bad looking specimen. Obviously the lower leaves are pretty ugly because they got fried. And then for funsies, I planted another one down here. Actually, it was 2 months ago because it was when I finished the last video. I had another avocado seed, and so I stuck it in the ground down here. And he's doing pretty good. You'll notice that he's got some green, and he was topped. Now that was an accidental topping. When I reached back to grab one of the tomatoes that had fallen, I snapped his top off. But he looks good, and looks like he sent out another shoot down below. I've got 2 more to show you, including one of the ones that I propagated off of one of the branches from the original 2 avocado trees. I have one more avocado tree started from seed. I stuck him down here because he's protected from the elements. Probably not the best spot for him, but it was an experiment. Once again though, the leaves are so different than the rest. These are a completely different waxy looking leaf than the other ones. He's got 4 sprouts off of this one avocado seed. So I'm really curious to see what he ends up turning out like. Okay, if you've watched one of my garden tours, you'll remember where I put the propagated avocado branch, and I wanted to show you where it's at. It's way down in here, and this is the one that I had propagated off of one of the branches of one of the original ones that I had, and I don't know which one exactly it was, but it was indoors for about 4 months, until I thought it established roots. It really never established a lot of roots, so I thought putting it outside would probably be bad, but I needed the space indoors. I put it outside. Again, it was stunted for several months, but it's doing great. So it just shows you can propagate avocado branches, because this one has worked for me so far. So there you have it, everyone. There's my avocado Avocado Trees from seed update. They're now 18 months old. Kind of bittersweet. We had one that perished, unfortunately. The other one's recovering and doing very well. And then we've got a bunch of little babies that are starting to progress as well, which makes me super excited. You know, come winter, I may have to uproot even the directly sown ones. Maybe leave one or two in the ground and with some covering and see how they do. But I really want to try to get a few of them planted directly next year after the winter and see if they can get a little more hardier before the winter hits. I appreciate everyone who's been watching this journey along with me. I'm going to keep this series going until they all either turn into large trees, produce fruit, or die as well, unfortunately. If you're enjoying the series, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.